You're on. This is what you see.
So, definitely an exercise in patience and presence we are experiencing here in this now moment. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, an honor that you are here and present. Once again, hopefully, well, not even hopefully, I feel like our connection will sustain this time. And now that we've embraced the sense of patience with the present moment, I feel like we can move forward. Of course, today's Let's Build session is dedicated to the subject of money. I'm going to be speaking about this in depth. Have a small discussion here within our circle, in our discussion portion. And of course, as always, the proceedings includes an address of your inquiries and any of the stories that you have revolving around the aspect of our reality, which is money. And we should have a great, beautiful, and healing talk today. As always, of course, we've already did the intro song in our last video. Let's move into our exercise. And basically, once again, for those who have not joined us before, our exercise is about a 60-second meditation where we clear the energies of the now moment, releasing all that is illusory, which is outside of this now moment, and opening our hearts to be present and receptive to not only the auditory expressions that you're receiving here through this video, this platform, but also through the communications of who we are, of your angelic guardians, on a more intimate level within you, where, of course, all that is being expressed here has its foundation in here, within you, not necessarily this individual vehicle, however, within you as source, where we are reflections of this same one energy. So, with that said, I'll ask all to join us now in a 60-second meditation where we will close our eyes, feel our bodies, and be present, letting go of all that is in acceptance of this now moment, which is eternal. Thank you for being here. Gently allow yourself to return to a sense of conscious presence. Feel your extremities, your hands and your feet. Gradually start to breathe deeply. Open your eyes. Being here. Thank you all, as always. A great honor and privilege to continue the services we are providing on many different levels here on the surface of planet Earth and who we are, the angelic realms of the Galactic Council of the Galactic Federation of Light. Our talk today revolves, of course, around the aspect of this reality we consider to be money. So it's necessary to embrace a sense of presence when addressing such an aspect, being that it is one of the most intense and sensitive aspects of our experience here on planet Earth. However, I feel it's necessary to recognize this before we even begin our discussion. Know this: infinite intelligence is this now moment. Love is this now moment, and all that is this reality. The foundation of this entire experience remains within the fabric of existence we know as love. All that we continue to unfold and experience here on the physical planes has its foundation on the spiritual planes. There is no separation. All is within this fabric of existence and is supposed to be as it is in this now moment. There's nothing out of place about right now. So with that said, let's talk about money. In context, in the English language, is defined as something generally accepted as a medium of exchange, a gauge of value. It has its place within our experience. It has been said by many that money is a great servant, however, a horrible master. Within the linear experience here on planet Earth, how money is handled as far as its path of development and coming to such a sense of prominence amongst the consciousnesses of all souls within the illusion. It was created, of course, as a form of exchange. initially a form of exchange. Of course, that form of exchange initially had a wholesome intent behind the nature of its creation amongst the souls who created it. Via infinite intelligence and the orchestrations thereof, the form of exchange was harnessed and manipulated into such a way that it had no true value, especially amongst the Western world. However, served as a tool of manipulation. Manipulation to such a depth that it would be a catalyst of much enslavement amongst the human species. However, even with that being said, I revert back to the disclaimer. Infinite intelligence is, love is, and all has its purpose that is beyond logical comprehension. Of course, the structures, your governmental structures that operate the nature of the funding, of the distribution of funds, or the representation of funding or value amongst your social structures, they do have their intentions. However, of course, with any mentally constructed monopoly, if you will, there's always infinite intelligence at work. There's always love at work. This has served as a great tool for the evolution of the species. The intensity, the sensitivity that comes along with the exchange of money, the view on money, has been a great catalyst of much energetic work. And when I say energetic work, I mean on all levels, when it comes to, of course, physically, but also emotionally. And this reverts or evolves or ascends into energetic spiritual work. Intuitively, you realize what's being expressed here without too much detail. Let's look at the nature of who you are as a creator. We will speak on money on a more objective, simplistic level. However, I feel that it's more beneficial for us to speak from the depths of the nature of exchange or value or prosperity or abundance, if you will, within your core, and then move down into the more proactive, practical aspects of monetary exchange. So let's go back to the macro and the nature of who you are as a creator. All intelligent, ever expanding, omnipotent, omnipresent, prime creator, who you are in this now moment. This is who you are, and this is what you're experiencing, of course, from the macro or from the micro to the macro. However, we're referring to the macro, who you are in truth. The nature of spirit. The nature of spirit. the nature of spirituality is abundant, ever expanding. There's always more. One and the same. This is the core nature of who you are, ever expanding, always more. Intuitively, you realize that within that core value within who you are as a creator, you realize that lack is not the truth of who you are. The truth of who you are has nothing to do with lack or limitation. Ever expanding, always more. Lack would be against your expansion. Abundance, prosperity, wealth is the nature of your love. It's the true nature of your love. There are many distorted values that are entertained here amongst unawakened humanity. Many distorted value systems, values, principles that are entertained amongst Earth humanity. I dare to say that there's even a deep sense of respect for poverty. Once again, lack, limitation, is an expression of the illusion. It is but a filter of your love, just as fear is a filter of your love. A distorted filter, of course. It's not the truth of your being. It's not the truth of your presence.
So,
there are those that we value many things. I'll digress for a second. We value many things. And of course, the core of those values would be love, purpose, health, happiness, leading all the way down to prosperity and aspects of existence such as money. Now, spiritual maturity is in respecting all aspects of your experience. Respecting all aspects of your experience because, and this is not to assume that reason is the nature or the foundation of our divine sense of presence. However, there is a recognition of a respect amongst all aspects or all reflections of who you are, all aspects of this experience, because once again, this experience is providing you the opportunity to experience yourself and the catalysts, the many catalysts that allow you to expand and evolve. Once again, life is a miracle. Life is a blessing. We respect all aspects of the experience and realizing that this is infinite intelligence at work. This is who you are as a creator. When it comes to money, it is necessary to respect it as an aspect of your experience that is just as valuable as any other aspect of your experience. I go back to the original statement. A great servant, a horrible master. On a practical level, there are those who value money so much that they are willing to place money in front of love, in front of purpose, many times in front of health, in front of their own sense of happiness, in front of their own sense of integrity, in front of their own personal values or ways of being, the things that are aligned with who they are in truth within their hearts. Once again, a great servant, a horrible master. There are those within the spiritual community that have complexities when it comes to money, where they reject money as something that has a negative connotation to it, that they don't want to have anything to do with. These complexities are based on an unhealthy relationship with aspects of self, aspects of their experience. Once again, complexities are always based in fear. From a sense of presence, there's an openness, a welcoming of resources in all forms, including money. Let's look at your relationship with it. Your relationship with this aspect of our experience that, at least amongst the Western world, and I won't even attempt to regionalize the nature of our experience. Once again, all humans are having to deal with money or work with money rather than deal with, work with money on many different levels. From a healthy perspective, money is a tool. It's a tool, and I'm the master. I work with the tool to serve. I work with the tool to serve more and more and more and more. I allow the tool, the aspect of my being, to flow. And with this flow of abundance, I'm continuously able to serve more, greater, more efficiently, more effectively, on a broader scale, based on my openness to being a conduit of this particular energy. As I serve with the abundance that I receive, the more abundance I receive in order to serve more, and being an opportunity to continue to serve, to continue to expand as a reservoir of the current or the currency or the energy, the expression of my love. I remain the source. I remain the master. I remain the expression of that love. I remain the receiver. However, I also remain the giver, if you will, the servant, the healthy relationship that I have with the money. I don't stop the current. I don't possess the current. I don't attempt to hold on to the resources. I allow it to flow. I allow it to flow because I am confident that I am the source of it. I will continue to radiate. I will continue to serve with the tool. And being but an expression of my love. The unhealthy relationship with money. The unhealthy relationship with money says, I am willing to do whatever it takes to get it. I will tap dance. I will do whatever you want me to do to have it. This is where I'm the servant and money is the master. If you notice, this is how most of humanity most unawakened humanity continue to operate. This is based on a life of fear. We're not here on planet Earth to survive. Most conversations amongst humans, especially within the Western world, at least where I'm from or where I grew up, say another day, another dollar. I'm just trying to get by. I'm just trying to survive. I have to do what I have to do to get money. If you pay attention consciously with a sense of wisdom and sensitivity, you recognize that this speech, this context, comes from a place of victimhood, speaking as a victim, as a person dependent on something outside of themselves, as if they are not the source of this experience. I have to do what I have to do to eat, to support my family. Desperation, fear, lack, limitation, victimization, pity. All of these frequencies, all of these expressions, all of these lower frequency attributes or adjectives remain illusory. They're illusions. They aren't the truth of the individual. And in actuality, this context, these illusions, they're brought about by a sense of ignorance. And that ignorance is not being aware that you are the source of this experience. You are God. You are not a victim. You are not here to survive. You are here to live. You are here to express. You are a blessing to life itself in being life itself. let's get into money from a very practical sense of being. Prior to my fully awakened state and service to the light, so an avid reader, as you can tell by my vocabulary. And I basically dedicated a lot of my studies not only to spirituality, but also to souls of great wealth who've accumulated lots of money. This was my studies. I studied them day in and day out. Had a very lavish sense of taste, coming from a place of not physical, more physical lack, and once again, spiritual wealth. There was much love in the households I grew up in. However, there was quite a bit of physical lack and experience in that form of the illusion. Of course, my curiosity was in attempting to recognize the difference and where is the medium, how the functions, how does wealth tick, what makes it work. Why are there old ladies that go to church on a daily basis and have problems paying bills and eating or survival? These from an ET perspective here amongst the human plane or amongst the earth experience, it triggered something in me to attempt to realize or recognize what this was about. Where was the distortion? Out of all the wealth builders, fellas, please, all the wealth builders, all the books I've read, they've always said give. This is the word that was probably repeated the most out of all the books I've ever read about wealth. Give, 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 unconditionally. Give, 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 and whatever you have, you give some more. If you don't have it, give your love. Give over and over and over and over again. It was always about service. All of them were always about service. It was about giving. It was about sharing your love. We spoke a couple of days ago here at The Rock, just having a general conversation. And we recognize that there are souls many souls who have great ambitions on gathering lots and lots of money. They work very, very hard with their talents and have cultivated a sense of being, a sense of presence, great talents that they have or that they've been experiencing here in the illusion with great care. And the problem is they experience a sense of lack because they want to receive and have not given. Just for example, there are producers or people who make music and they sell their CDs. They want to give, or they sell their CDs, they want to sell their beats and stuff like this. This is the area of expertise that I work in and I work with as far as the souls around me. And they, basically want to receive. Like at the end of the day, most souls wake up in the morning and they attempt to figure out what they can get, what they can take from life. Because They need things, they want things, so they feel that life is about getting up and attempting to get things, go out and get it, go out and take it. In a sense of deep desperation, they feel it's necessary to go and take it. However, we live, we exist, we awaken in the morning to serve. We awaken in the morning to serve. We are given the gift of life. And with this gift of life, we are to give life through our services. Perfect example. Souls who, or just for instance, I'll use myself as an example. I make music. I spend hours upon hours of writing songs, finding instrumentals and writing the music and mixing the music. For the most part, the average song will take about a good 2 to 3 hours of my time to mix, depending on if it's just me. If it's more than one person and there's more than one line, more than one verse, ad libs and so on and so forth, sometimes it could take up to 6 to 7 or 8 hours of my time to mix the song and put it out. And I put the music out for free. I do not charge. I've never charged for music. It is a gift that was given to me, and it is my gift to the world. Now, a person will debate this and say, well, you spend all your time and energy to make music and mix the songs. Why would you give it out for free? Why would you just let people have it? Don't you want to get something? Don't you want to receive something for your time and energy? When a farmer is planting seeds, he's not focused on the harvest. He's planting seeds. There's a season for everything. However, the harvest is received during the planting. The farmer's focus is not to receive. Even when a farmer does collect harvest, there's work. The farmer has to go out and collect the seeds and turn them in and wash them and peel the corn, if you will. And then he turns right back around to go and plant more seeds. This is the nature of service. So going back to the more layman aspects of service, I'm given life. I'm given health, the luxuries of being able to create music, the voice to express songs, the gift of writing, the energy, even before that, the energy to create, the energy, the motivation, the intent, the fire, the desire, the spark that has even allowed me to continue to make music, the desire to want to make music or to write songs. This energy is given to me. I did not pay for that energy. I did not pay for the energy that I use to continue to cultivate my craft. It was a gift of unconditional love. A person is good at what they do only based on their ability to continue to focus and cultivate what it is that they do. However, that ability to cultivate what they do is based on an energy that's gifted to the individual. None of us pay for the energy that we have to cultivate what it is that we do. It's a gift of unconditional love, just as the sunshine is a gift of unconditional love. The air is a gift of unconditional love. You get the point. I intend to set an example in aligning myself with that energy to show the nature of infinite intelligence and the foundation of abundance. As I give, so shall I receive. If I give a CD out, or I sell a CD for €5 or $5, if you will, I take the money and I give the CD, and that's all I get. However, when I give the CD with love, if I give the music with love, and I ask for nothing in return, the returns are boundless. There is no limit to the nature of the recipient, because I intend and I have chosen to give unconditionally. Everyone is not in this space of being, and that's okay. Of course not. However, those who evolve to a place of spiritual maturity recognize the value in such an experience. They appreciate the zest in being surprised at what life has to offer us when we open our hearts up to give. The fear comes in here. The fear comes from feeling that you are not going to be okay. The fear comes in you not realizing that you are here to experience all that you are. The fear comes in not being conscious of you here to experience your energetic presence, your harmonic frequency. You're here to experience that which you created for yourself. Put it this way. You know what you like. And this is what you came here to experience. You know what you like more than anything in the entire world, than anybody. You know what you like, and this is what you're here on earth to experience. The mind says that you need to make sure that happens by collecting resources and things and going out to do things that you don't want to do in order to have this comfort, this sense of presence, this sense of abundance. This is all fear. This is the mind's ignorance, and feeling that infinite intelligence is not intelligent, and feeling that the things that you continue to experience in your life are not in place. They're not in alignment with what you came to experience. Fear says, I don't care what they're doing at my job. I just got to feed my family. I don't care how much poison they're putting in the food. I don't care who dies from the contracts I sign. I got to feed my family. I just got to be comfortable. I don't care what they're doing or what the world is going to. I just need to eat. There are many, 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 many billions of souls here on planet Earth that operate in just this way. And guess what? That's okay. We all are operating on the level of consciousness that we're comfortable with. However, those of you that are here have an intent to evolve beyond such a reality. Money is a form of our love that will continue to be experienced on this plane of existence until humanity is ready to evolve beyond it. Of course, that is not now. However, there will come a moment where this will change. And being from the future of this reality that we're experiencing here on planet Earth, we exist beyond money. We've evolved beyond the usage of it and recognizing the source of unconditional love within our heart spaces where there is no lack or limitation. However, as a species, as a consciousness, this tool is allowing us to continue to experience our own energy where it's something that we have to work with for the time being in order to evolve. We respect it. We don't reject it. We accept it as an aspect of ourselves. I wanted to go into detail about the nature of money or poverty and prosperity from a spiritual perspective, which I feel we will do naturally with your participation, with our participation here at the Ra. It's just that during the seminar, within the purity of our collective, I felt that it was most necessary for us to communicate on the nature of the frequency of money and what it is and the distortions versus the aligned sense of presence when it comes to money. This is not about how to make money. It's about the frequency of abundance, the frequency of prosperity, which is natural within you. There is no learning how to make money. If anything, it's about you healing and releasing, dissolving the blockages that you have towards that which is a natural aspect of you, that which is your nature. Your source creator expanding as you heal, as you ground, you become more comfortable with life. You become more appreciative of the gift of existence. And with that, there's an expansion on the nature of the frequency of abundance within you because it is natural. This is what you're here to experience, yourself in full alignment. So, I know you have your questions. Get them ready. We're going to take our first break now. And when we return, we'll have our discussion here at the Ra on the nature of money. And then we will get to this discussion amongst you as far as the nature of money and how it can be integrated within our experience from a more aligned place of being. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here at Let's Build, and who we are, the Angelic Realms of the Galactic Council of the Galactic Federation of Light. I thank you for being here, continuing to shine your light and open your hearts and recognizing the nature of your experience here on planet Earth. This is the path of liberation that is unfolding in this now moment. CeeLo.
Yo.
Let's rock and roll, bro. I'll pass the mic over to our maestro, of course, and give our next song. And then we'll keep it moving and return with our discussion here at the Rock.
So, yeah, so I have plenty of choices here. However, I feel it's only relevant as we go into our discussion here at the Raw. This is a late and greatest one by yours truly, Sugar Man. Question is if you ever really felt that you had absolutely nothing, but you still had everything that you needed inside to continue moving on. This track right here is a statement and testimony for you to keep going. This track is entitled What's Your Bottom?
What's Your Bottom?
And it's available on Basement Politics of UBC, our second page, which is actually being utilized right now as our main page for the music. And you guys can follow both, of course. I will share the link as soon as the song is over. But What's Your Bottom?
This is from last week. You're getting them new ones.
Do it and see. Start from the bottom now. What's your bottom? You don't even know what the grind look like. This is where you start chilling. This is where you get comfortable. Your father, listen to me, might own a company. Your mama might be a millionaire. You might come from privilege. Your daddy might hook you up with a car. He might know people. He might be able to get you a job. But you will not outwork me.
Tick tock tock tick. You get up every morning and grind. Day by day. On a daily you dig. 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 Yo, jelly you dig. I'm just saying what's wrong. I be niggas the universe. I get to this on my bus, baby. Give me a kiss for white devil. Shoot. More devil. And no cherry bubble be slipping. Over the evils in the village. Come like the structure cause we illy. We want we deeper than the mountains. Stay underground, bro, with that coolie. We matching the treasure we uni. True like a conquer the God. The yellow hunk up on the block. Shoulder, I told him to stop. The perfect rep to say his peace. Pulling up in the front, create a Jeep. Anything you know, since I'm on me. Crystals and gold, the diamonds in my chain. Raspberry lavender all in my tea. Sip. Yeah, baby. Backing out of space, reaching for my game. Blessings and the pain, let it rain today. You ain't worried about that. I swear for Lord, I'm still dumbing. Like, be like, won't think you're ready for the day in the daylight. Chillin' something brighter, be a mighty. Past talking to me on the clutch of the dolly. On the block in front of Friday. Giving out the medicine for free, could be heaven sent, baby. I told them keep the money, they be looking at me crazy. I can do this all day.
The worst thing in the world is not growing up in poverty. The worst thing in the world is growing up in poverty and coming here and get worship and not taking advantage of this, and you gotta go back to the hood. That's the worst thing that could ever happen to a bro. Traveling and being in hotels and seeing the world and eating like you eating and not taking advantage of this and going back home to the hood, being somebody that they talk about because you were sweet for 4 years. You better not lose this. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Your grandma counting on you to do the right thing. Your mama counting on you. Your cousins, your brothers and sisters are counting on you to cash in on this opportunity.
Yeah. Run the fire. Yeah. Go to what? Ain't nobody playing? Yeah. I'm working like I'm about to go. Yeah. Last breath. No. Yeah. Sip, you know. Yeah. Don't work it like I'm about to go. Work it like I'm about to go. Last breath, no. Work it like I'm about to go. Boy, I put on work. Look at work, you're steady, I'm up. Looking at different reps. I dig any chip on the step of your dig. I keep on the simple nothing for the kids. I'm skipping the miserable, I'm getting big. Killing down. Cool it down. Cool it down. Commander is easy going, breezy girl, you need to chill. Boy, you better stop. We on the block, we know you need to fail. Alright, yeah, well, call me on my name again. Girl, you gon' be loving it. She nigga to live on the base, so wicked on the island. Say her favorite flavor be the crib. Go judge your mama, you can go and drink. But that brother feel like she would never say. Cause I ever say, ain't cool as me. Girl, you don't want you to taste, but it's cool as me. You don't want to taste. So make the people back up in his jump. 33 door in the car. Bird game. Slang with bang, I will. I'll send the message in the front. Keep it back, her Uncle Phil. Fed that jet, that bird, that way, the best out here. Check out that sweet, but chillin' will. Keep me on my chest, but bro, I'm in the field. You know he representing your past the bill. Southside, when I'm sad. When I'm in federation, when I'm in this bed. I just 44 down, so I keep it real. Commander on that ground, go for it, report in. What report in? Y'all.
That's that pep right there, boy. Love, CeeLo. Love.
Boom, boom, boom.
You did. Yeah, that was the pep right there, boy. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here at the Let's Build. This is our portion where we actually have a discussion here with the Raw amongst ourselves. Today we're talking about money, so we should have a great conversation. Once again, the God Amun Ra here in the building. You know, CeeLo always on deck, and Angel Gonzalez, AAA, what it is, baby.
Peace. Never been that quiet.
Yeah.
Nah.
We ain't talking about sex today.
When you guys talk about sexual energy, I'll be here.
All right, cool. Pause.
Yeah.
Don't need you to be here with me, bro.
Damn. You guys always go there, bro. It's just bros.
No, it's deaf, man. So now let's go ahead and kick it off, man. Let's talk about some money, man. What's popping? How y'all feel about that?
Man, we gotta make that money. Make that money. I should have never gave y'all money.
Yeah, what's good?
Ever since I've studied business and been in business, I kind of had the notion of hating money because I see what it does to people. I see how it changes personalities. I see how it changes lives. I see what it does. People, it makes people do things that they probably wouldn't normally do, just for that little small pleasure that you actually get from it.
Mm-hmm.
Has no value, has no purpose besides a resource. Me and Francois was talking about money earlier. I'm probably gonna call in her later and let her give her spiel. She gave a brief description of money. To me, it's just a resource of connecting entities and making things run. It's not necessary, but at the same time, it is kind of necessary if you do know how to flow with it and let it do what it's supposed to do and not let it control you or such.
Okay.
But still to this day, business-wise, I really don't like money, but I do understand it. And this is why it works and it flows in my life. Comes and goes, it comes and goes, just like you said. I think it was like years ago, people that's trying to hold on to money are scared that they're never gonna make it again.
Mm-hmm.
And I still go by that concept because it's like sometimes you get money and you want to hold on to it like, yeah, I got paid, I gotta keep this. It's like, no, let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. Push it right back out.
That's right.
Because it's gonna come again. Push it out. It's gonna come. Push it out. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you got your ups, your downs, your time where you balling, your times where you broke or whatever. But that's how it's supposed to be.
Mm.
That's how, like, I don't see nothing wrong with it because at the end of the day, you still got what you need in life, and it's definitely not money.
Mm.
I've had my times when I was broke, but I still had people that looked out that owned restaurants or this and that, so I was able to do everything I needed to do still had love for my kids, still had friends. All this abundance had nothing to do with money, like 0%. You lose it, it's gonna come back. You get it, you're gonna lose it. It doesn't matter. Just not focus on it. I would rather not focus on how money flows.
How you feel about it, Angel? Like, got something to say, bro?
Money?
Yeah, man.
Wow, this is a cake.
What's up?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you how I feel about money, like
Yeah.
like internally.
That's
My
fine.
my own opinion about it. So money is we all said we already know this. Money is just a tool, and that's all it is. It's a piece of paper, right? But I think that it's the energy that we give the money is what's going to decide whether it's going to be, like you said, AZ, if it's going to be your master or or it's going to serve you, right? And a lot of people have a negative thing against money, but money actually is a means to get certain things you like. Not the only means, but one of the means. And I think the issue with society now is that people give money more power than they should, and they give it this control over their life. How I'm going to pay the bills? How am I going to pay? Put food on the table. How am I going to do this? And they think that money is the source. But when you change the way you think about money is when things start to change for you. When you put money at a pedestal and you're always constantly chasing, then you're entertaining the want. And that's where it is. It's the energy that you project. So if you're all constantly entertaining wanting it and needing it and something that you have to attain, then it's always going to be something you're going to be trying to attain. It's always going to be something that it's in reach.
So elusive.
Lucy, exactly.
Elusive.
But when you understand how the universe works, then you allow to let go of that feeling. And the strongest feeling of abundance, I feel, is simply being grateful for what you have. Being grateful is one of the strongest feelings anyone could have as far as abundance, because being grateful means you're happy with the little that you have. And when you're grateful for what you have, the universe brings you more and gives you reason to be more grateful. And abundance will come. And abundance might come in the form of money. Abundance might come in the form of gifts. But you are the ultimate decider of how you're going to live this world right now.
I like what you just said
Right, so-
on that window. The abundance comes in many different ways. Like I said, there is no I give you money, you give me money back.
No.
It could be a smile, it could be a handshake from a stranger.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that's what I'm saying. The mindset has to change about money. And when I was a lot younger, I felt, I grew up very poor, like you, AZ. Like we grew up in the hood. We grew up poor.
No doubt.
And yeah, you was poor too. Hey, I mean, I was.
What we used to get for Christmas in the hood?
Yeah.
Little socks with all that stuff inside, the
Right.
cheese, the basketball. You remember
Right.
the ghetto sock? The little ghetto sock. You used to ghetto sock, you wasn't poor.
How about putting syrup on bread and folding it?
We
How about that?
syrup
Yeah.
sandwiches.
Well, we skipped some meals because we didn't have enough money to buy food sometimes.
Yeah, bro.
But anyway, so my motivation since I was small was to get away from the hood. That was always my motivation. I tried to get a job and all this kind of stuff. And I just wanted out, and that was my motivation. And I thought money was the answer. But it wasn't the actual money that I was chasing it. I was chasing what money represented.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what it represented to me was clothes, food, freedom, and all this stuff. But if we realize the truth is, all that stuff you can attain without chasing money, you know, and you attain that through what you entertain internal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now I can say this, and I talked to AZ. How's it going? I can say this, and I told AZ a couple of days ago, is that now I'm in my point in my life that I am making very good money. I would say I got to buy the car that I always wanted. I got my A5. I got the house. I'm providing for my family what I didn't want for myself. I don't ever want my family to go what I went through. So my motivation is to provide for them and to give them what I didn't have, right? But I realized one thing: having the house and having the car and all this stuff did not bring me any type of happiness at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's empty. I mean, I'm driving my car. It's good to have for a little while, but it's a temporary happiness. It's just like a little drug.
Mm-hmm.
But after you realize that, you know what, this doesn't mean anything at all. It doesn't give you happiness. And yeah, people might look at you and be like, oh, look, he's got that and he's making all this, but it doesn't ultimately make you happy. And that is the problem with society now. We chase it because we think it is the source of our happiness. But the truth is, it's only temporary. And because it's temporary, when that feeling is gone, you're searching for more and you're searching for more. And so you're in that survival.
That goes back to basically the whole foundation of how we see happiness in our lives, because we still, just on that connotation right there,
right?
We still always reaching outside of ourselves to make ourselves feel good.
But that, yeah, exactly.
And going to buy something, like you said, it makes you feel good, even though it has nothing, no value about it.
It makes you feel good for that moment,
Mm-hmm.
but it's never going to completely fulfill you. And we don't know where else to get that feeling but to go to the next thing, and to the next thing like a drug.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that true happiness happens when we follow our true instincts. And I feel like our true instincts is to help and connect with others, to help others, helping others, and understanding that we are all one and that we're in this together is where true happiness is. Because when I'm with my family and I'm with my daughter, that is the best feeling ever.
So how would you tell people, I agree with you 100%, but how would you tell people that have nothing to stop looking for something and do only that?
Well, that's the thing. If they have nothing, and things that's not for me to tell them anything.
But I'm saying this because most people have nothing. They will go out and they do these certain things to get money or to get food or to do all these, you know, extracurricular activities instead of just giving and helping and
well, I mean,
the way I feel about it, we want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, just to respond to what he was saying, I mean, we're here to experience ourselves, like, and experience the many aspects of ourselves that are around the trinkets and clothes, and you know what I mean, like basically the self-expressive tools within the physical. We had to play with this stuff.
Right.
What I would tell a person that, you know, like you said, doesn't have anything was basically to go within themselves and embrace or cultivate the essence of being satisfied and going out to provide services, because this is where the resources come from.
Right.
Of course, it's not for them to ignore or negate the fact that they want things. There's nothing wrong with wanting stuff, because at the end of the day, you're going to thank you, son. You know what I mean? Like, this is what you're here to experience. Right. It's just, of course, the source of it is within you cultivating your own sense of presence, sense of satisfaction, and then going out and doing the services that involve
this is what we would do. This is what we and everybody else probably would do. But how do you get them to understand, hey, well, let me go cultivate these services and do all this instead of going to go get a job so I can find some food?
Okay, so let me just say like this.
Focusing on like my big house that I want because I'm sleeping on the street right now. Why should I Why should I just continue to be a good person and sleep on the street as opposed to going to work hard and trying to get that cave, sell drugs, whatever, a good job?
I mean,
just
I
so
mean,
I
I mean, I mean,
Yeah,
if
don't
the
say-
guy still.
No, I'm just saying in general.
No, in general, yeah, I understand.
I mean, the guy, if he wants more than what he has already, he can go ahead and do something about it. And that doesn't mean that you don't do anything about it. I mean, I think that the universe has a lot of doors that they open. You just have to look for it and just walk through that door.
Well, you
provides for that, but
you open yourself. Go ahead, son.
yeah, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All
No,
this
you-
stuff is good, say it and easy, but we're talking about people that choose to not be conscious.
Well, that's the thing, and that's
of
but
this,
that,
of this
exactly.
whole of this
True that.
whole vibe.
But did you
Right.
said yourself
You said
they
they
chose
chose
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
right?
because that's what they at.
Yes.
We're not here to sell that.
We're
We're not
not-
here to sell higher consciousness to them.
But it's not about selling it.
Mhm.
Like how I do. Yeah, I don't know if you guys see me as a leader or whatever.
Mhm.
Whatever beat I am. I go by example. I will live my life by an example, and if you follow it, cool. If not, cool. But at the same time, somewhere people will pick up on certain instincts of your presence because people are society people. They're not. I learned about that personality. You are not really you. You are your friends. You are your city. You are your environment. You are your religion. You are everything that's based around you. Whether you think you have an influence or not, and you say it's not for them, it is for them because they are you at the same moment. Like they just walking down the
You're your own
street.
individual expression, but you do have the free will choice to decide what you want to do.
I think at the end of the day, you can explain
You
something.
can't,
You
like-
can explain all day to somebody why they should do this and why you should do that. And you already answered your own question. You can lead by example. You can only change yourself in order to change the world. But that person is still living its own truth,
Experience.
its own
Experience.
experience. We have to allow them, not with pity, but with compassion. We can sit there. Acceptance. There you go. And then you can help however you want. At the end of the day,
That's not what we was talking about. It's not about us. It's about how can they see for themselves.
well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell
The
you.
experience shows the individual incarnate what's
Right.
necessary to experience their intentions because it's basically they intend to have more.
Yeah.
And through their experience, the experience shows the incarnate what's necessary for them to experience
Right.
that. It's natural, not
Right.
necessarily through another individual. You can see examples and be
Yeah.
around other people or whatever, but
Right.
this is what infinite intelligence brings to you naturally. So it's not necessarily something that somebody else is telling you to do, is what you're experiencing and the inclinations and notions that you receive from your own angelic guidance
Right.
that are assisting you in seeing that until there's an aha moment. And a lot of
Right.
times it's experiences
Right.
of a deep depth or at least a deeply intense stimuli
Right.
that
That will
drive and change a person's experience or perspective on a particular reality. But the thing is the experience will create that which will affect the individual because intelligence knows what really affects that individual individually and not necessarily what another person says. They know he have a blockage based on his experience with his mom and his dad and they did this and so on and so forth. And it will create an exact mirror of that to trigger that emotion to change that individual on a deep level that's so intimate that they won't be the same ever again based on that experience.
Absolutely.
It's just that it's not
I
necessarily
think a
something
lot
that
of
an
those
individual will
changes-
say from a perspective like, no, you need to change. It's like this, it's like that, and then they're gonna change. Nah,
No,
bro, it's in your life.
Yeah, but I think a lot of those changes still have people reaching outside of themselves for guidance, for help, for this.
If they,
if they're
I would say the majority still reach outside of self. It don't matter if you get an epiphany or go to religion or get spiritual and have this awakening. At some point, you still kind of reach outside of yourself for what you think you need until you get to a certain
right. I mean, we all do that. We all do what we think we need outside ourselves, and it's just the direction and that. I think all of this that we're talking about has to come internally, no matter what. It doesn't matter what we say here. This is something that comes
This is what I'm trying to get
What you
in
saying?
the mush of things. How do people see this internal, what's the word for it? This internal optimism of themselves.
How?
Through experience. Through life. Life does that. It's not a how, because once again, this is a mental process. Like this is a
Well, not a step by step.
Yeah, exactly. It
when
basically
I say how is like, okay,
where is it?
I'm
What is
watching
happening?
this video.
Mm-hmm.
I hear this stuff. I just happen to have a phone.
Mm-hmm.
My life is going, to hell, blah, blah, blah. I'm homeless, blah, blah, blah. I'm watching this video. Now, how do I get inside of myself and figure out, okay, I need to stop chasing money to get money. I need to stop chasing peace to get peace. I need to stop chasing happiness to get happiness. Because basically, this is what all of this is. It's all this internal stuff to say, basically, hey, everything that's outside of you is not really important, which it isn't. Everything inside of you is important, which it is. But how can people focus on it and not be out there trying to?
Well, I'm going to give you my opinion, okay?
And that and the third, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, and it's not for me to force, not force, but make someone see things my way, right? Right. But if a poor person would ask me, how do I get to have abundance and do what you guys practice? All I can say to them is that it's going to come from the inside out, which means is whatever you project. Wait, hold on.
When they tell you, what the hell are you talking about?
I'm trying to get there. And what I'm trying to say is that whatever you project, whatever feelings you have inside, it's going to reflect in your environment. If you're grateful, that's why I said grateful is such a powerful frequency. If you're grateful and happy for what you have now, as hard as that may be, right? Because you can produce that by helping others and doing that stuff. But whatever energy that you produce from the inside out will reflect in your environment. The universe will work its way around it, however it may be, to get to where you want to be. We can't tell them specifics, but because they have their own evolution. But as long as they live their path in their lives with that type of frequency,
okay,
then
so can you broaden that in a different perspective for people that don't believe what we believe in?
Well, I mean, if they don't,
because then, say if you was a Jehovah's Witness answering that question, you would have gave me a totally different answer. If you was a Islam believer, you would have gone.
Well, there's one universal truth.
Yeah, as far as we can say.
No, just in general.
As far as we can say.
No, this is not based on belief system.
It's as far as we can say. We can only say what we believe.
Okay. The bottom line is this. The bottom line is we can't give anybody advice if they're not open to it.
Exactly.
If they're not open to it, then we can't do anything.
How do we make it broad?
Well, that's the thing. You don't attempt to. Once again, when the student is ready, the master will or the teacher will show up.
Right.
They have to be ready for it.
Yeah.
And the thing is this is how life works. It's infinitely intelligent. Whereas it's not for us to manipulate ourselves to cater to a broader audience, because this is basically chasing outer attention or chasing people who are not ready to hear what's being said.
Absolutely. No, I wouldn't say it's chasing. I would say it's more. It's like,
it is, bro.
It's not like we're trying to get.
Yeah, when you're trying to do
just
something.
you're just breaking it down in many different levels, so it can be understood in many
different
different levels, and not
who?
just for the people.
So other people
that can understand.
You're trying to make it understandable to other people. That's what you just said. You're trying to make it understandable for other people. Well, that's what I'm saying. Trying to make it understandable for all is manipulating yourself to cater to a broader audience. Yes, it is.
Well,
you're tap dancing.
You're tap dancing.
You're trying to change your perspective on how you explain things to be able to get to more people.
The
thing is everybody has.
Try to get a grasp of.
You know what's the danger about this? You know what's the danger about trying to explain certain way? One person might perceive it a different way. Another person might perceive it another way. There's only one way to filter all that out. And it comes from the inside.
It's totally about going inside of themselves.
They got to go inside themselves, and that's it. There's no explaining.
Exactly. And
it's impossible.
It has nothing to do with.
You can try.
Religion and all that kind of stuff.
It's impossible. I was getting to. Okay, so. All right, that's good. That's good. Thank you.
He's like, yes, he will.
That's what I was.
Anyway,
See,
yeah.
that's what I was doing.
I feel like every individual is on their own path to cognition of what they actions cause. And as time goes on and they experience more happenings throughout the day, like that they got into by first thinking about them and then speaking about them and then getting closer and nearer to the event until it actually happened. And then that's actually where people start to realize that everything is connected with everything else. So that's where they also start to realize that everything around us is influencing us in some way. So we got to be conscious of what we surround ourselves with in order to elevate our consciousness.
Understand this, bro. But then this says that I need to. I'm resisting my outside environment because I don't want things to affect me, as if I'm a victim to what's going on outside of myself, as if I'm not God, it's as if I'm not the source of everything that I see.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to move away from this and move away from that and move away from this because this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. And they trying to lower my frequency. Then I end up tap dancing in my own reality,
Right.
as if I'm not God, as if
Right.
I'm not the source of everything that I see.
Right.
Because once again, you are the source of everything. You're omnipotent. There's nothing outside of you that has reign over your presence and that can decide how you get to feel. Then you're being manipulated
Right.
by the outside illusion. You're allowing the illusion to control who you are as God.
Right.
And this is non-cipher.
Right.
Always.
And you gotta understand, you're the master. You write your own script in this world that we live in. Sometimes I like to think of it as like a video game, and you decide how you're going to play it.
Well, you already decided.
You already decided.
You
Yeah.
already
So,
decided. See,
but-
what you got, bro? You ain't said nothing yet, man. I'm sorry. I cut you off, Angel. Go ahead.
yeah,
son.
no worries. I wanted to make one last point, but before I got interrupted.
Go ahead, bro.
The
Go ahead, bro.
He went broad.
no, okay, yeah. So
No pause on broad. We go broad all day.
my only point was this, is that this is the last point I wanted to make, is that if a person had everything that they wanted, and then I feel like most 90% of people are in survival mode, which means it's going to be your family or you before it's my family. I'm going to survive before it's you. And when we're in survival mode, we forget that we are gods and we are our own. We create our own reality. Instead, we allow the money to be the master of our lives, right? But if someone had all that they wanted, truly had everything that they wanted, what kind of person would they be? And I mean, truly have everything you wanted. I'm not talking about materialistic things. Because if you can have all the material, you can have all the mansions, but you're going to want another mansion, you're going to want a bigger car, you're going to want everything. You're just never going to be happy if you focus on materialistic things. But if you truly have everything that to sustain you and you are truly happy, I truly believe that there's only one thing to want, and that is to help and connect with mankind, to connect with nature. But because we are lost in the noise of life and materialistic things in the culture, we lose that aspect of ourselves. And I think that if we can step back and realize that we're chasing nothing, it's isn't real. That the happiness that we're chasing is just something that they told us growing up that defines you, but it isn't what defines you. I think that our true nature is to get closer to the earth, to get closer to mankind, and to help each other as a collective. But we can't do that if we're in survival mode. That's all I got to say.
When I go downstairs.
He's still in.
Yeah, I feel like we can't do that if we're in survival mode.
Well, what's good, CeeLo?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Shout out to my mother, Lucinda T. Marshall. How you doing, Mom? It's been a long time.
Hey.
No, but if she ever
No,
watches
she's just
the show,
yeah, no
so,
doubt.
I honestly, to tell you the truth, so money was such a big deal in my upbringing. My mother was the type to uh, base money off of like her sense of worth as a person, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when she was with my father, who was more, I would say, he was making money like she was in a sense. He just wasn't maybe putting it in places where she was putting savings and stocks and bonds and this and that. He was like me. He was spending money. He was having fun with money. He was whatever was enjoyable with doing with the money at the time. He was doing it. Not worried about how much he had, how much was in savings, how much was he able to give to his family. He still made it happen. So from those two senses that I was growing up with, one, my mother made it seem like if you didn't have any money, you wasn't going to be nothing. Only because, one, she was a black woman. She had to break ceilings, and money was her way of breaking the ceiling. If you are relevant to what's going on in the U.S. right now, we have a lot of oppression, racism still, segregation in all fronts, not just black and white and yellow and blue. I'm talking about straight up, there's a lot of segregation. And a lot of it has to do with the corporations that put you in a place of feeling that if you don't have money, credit, what's better than life? Credit. Nah, Jay-Z, not really. But if you put yourself in that position to feel that way and believe it, truly believe it, that you need to have some type of monetary value to express your self-worth, you will really never really feel what life is all about. Mm-hmm. And what Angel was saying, same thing what Salat was saying, something what AZ was saying. Like internally, if you grasp on that concept of having to have so much abundance of paper, which can burn, just like your soul, if you read in biblical like tense, whatever, if you believe in that, you will never ever really grasp what happiness is if you're chasing that. Not even if you want to feel that. For me, when my mother expressed this to me, I told her like, that's not me. I don't know why that's not me. I can't tell you the reason behind it, but that's not me. I just don't feel like I have to save all this money to prove to the family or the world or whatever that I am somebody. My father spending all the money. I told him, hey, are you happy with what you're doing? He said, yes. I said, why? He's like, because I'm doing what I want to do right now. Mm-hmm. That was a legitimate answer for me. That was a real legitimate answer from my father. And my father has his ups and downs, just like any other human being, whether you're a man, you're a woman, whatever. It's just, he said, I feel good with what I'm doing right now, at this moment. Mm-hmm. I never really took that to heart until I got with my brothers here. Like, how are you really feeling at the moment? What decisions that you make at the moment that make you feel happy or to make you feel aligned within yourself? And at the end of the day, what you're going to do with that alignment is really the basis. You can go and make millions and millions and millions of dollars, but you got people making billions and billions and billions of dollars, and they're really not helping humanity in a standpoint of bringing us all together and seeing what it is. Like technology was talking about last week, like solar and all of this stuff, like free energy. But the energy that's most free is within inside you. What are you going to do with that? Like, how are you going to, like, you can generate the feeling of happiness within yourself. And when you do that, you express it outward and more of that comes in. So, Mom, shout out to you. I love you. You can have millions and billions of dollars. I don't care if you have zero. Like I said in my post earlier, if I got $1, I'll give you 75 cents to make a miracle out of my 25, my quarter.
Mm-hmm. Love right there.
Yeah. So, the decisions that I'm making right now, even getting the money to make sure I can stand on my own too, getting back on my own feet and going hard and to liberate humanity. the decisions that I make, I stand for it. However, sometimes it's not logical. It ain't all Star Trek. It ain't all Vulcan. However, at the end of the day, it's still live long and prosper. But live long and prosper isn't prosperous means by monetary value. It's live long and prosperous means by internal happiness, unconditional love, and expressing it and providing it to everyone that you meet every day. And hopefully you have a smile on your face, and sometimes you might not. But if you accept those feelings, you got it. If you accept, you got it. That's period. That's my thing on money.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll be thinking about how everything around you is a mirror image of what's inside of you. And so you are a mirror image of everything around you. And by realizing that, you can see like when you got everything around you, like love energy, and that's inside of yourself as well, you will never think about anything like money. If everything is in abundance, your family is happily living together with each other, everyone is taking responsibility for their part of contributing to everyone's well-being, then nobody would ever come to an idea of thinking that about money at all. So I feel like we should just do what we instinctively feel like doing and not think about money too much anyways. Like, it's just a waste of time thinking about it. It will come to you if it's meant to be coming to you. And yeah, like, it's about really aligning your chakras. That's what I felt like saying right here too in the beginning. And beginning, whatever it doesn't exist, it's just like continuously time moving by, and it's a progression, like development, growth of everything. So we were just supposed to be keeping the essence of life, like keep it pure. Don't contaminate it, like don't ignore anything. Become conscious, and that's what we were supposed to educate our children to behave like too, in my opinion, to really be like considering every aspect about the thing, and not do any prejudices, for example, either to really like look at the whole picture and then decide consciously after speaking to your closest people about, like, make a decision together that will end up in bringing the most happiness and well-being to our people.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yeah. This is a beautiful subject to speak on because, like everybody said, it pulls a lot of emotional strings with a lot of people. And this is helpful because it helps us, this aspect of our experience helps us realize where blockages exist. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A healthy relationship with money, or the aspect of this aspect of our love is expressed with us feeling comfortable about it, comfortable about talking about it, comfortable about working with it. It's not about dealing with it or resisting it or rejecting it or attempting to ignore it and act like it doesn't exist. We work with it and we accept it. We recognize its value because we respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the tools that we use to serve.
Mm-hmm.
We use to serve more and greater, better, provide services. This is an expression of our love, our abundance. It's our nature. Of course, love has many different aspects of existence where, of course, the monetary aspect of it allows us to experience many catalysts that assist us in evolving. Of course, I grew up in a household that was pretty well balanced. My mother, my father worked very, very hard every day to provide, and that's cool. My mother did not value money over her own personal integrity, which always reigned through and set a great example for me because I basically grew up with a healthy perspective and sense of balance when it came to monetary value. I've always been a hard worker, but at the same time, I had the aspect of my mother's experience where I was not willing to do any and everything to have money. I worked hard, but at the same time, I was not willing to do anything that I did not want to do for money. I wanted to do what I wanted to do, but at the same time, I worked so hard that I could gain money. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing. Anytime I could cut the grass or take bags to the car for somebody or whatever, I did it because I was willing to work hard. But at the same time, it was the things I wanted to do and not the things I didn't want to do. You dig? I wasn't willing to curb my own personal integrity to make money.
I don't think it's
You know what I'm saying?
Because I kind of did the same thing when I was a kid. Like I used to go cut my grandfather's grass all the time. I mean, I knew he was going to give money, but that's not why we really started off doing that. We started off doing it because it needed to be done.
Well, I mean, we do it at home, but when you cut like the neighbors or people down the street, or because we cut a bunch of yards. When we cut other people's yards, it wasn't because we just were supposed to do it. We wanted to get some candy from the store. We wanted to buy some Converse or whatever. We didn't do it just because we supposed to do it because we kids. We supposed to cut grass for everybody. No, bro. Like, of course, you cut your mama and them grass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, cool. Like, you know, mama said, go cut the grass. Yeah, I'm going to cut the grass, or you'll get a beat. Stuff like that. Just in general. Like, you know, it's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, at the end of the day, through all those experiences, I felt like I was in a situation with you, had the car I wanted, had the crib, had my queen, beautiful crib, looked like a mansion, all that kind of stuff. When I had all that stuff and I got it, I experienced the path of having a certain level of abundance. But at that point, I realized that it didn't fulfill me. I didn't have the fulfillment that I really wanted. I was excited to have the money because I thought that then I would be happy. But then when I wasn't happy, I hit a wall. And when I hit that wall, it was like, well, hold up, I got all this stuff. And then I start passing out money and stuff in the streets, seeing homeless people and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, I'm giving them money and all that, but I really want to see things change. I'm happy, but my environment is not necessarily happy. My reflections aren't as happy as I would like to see them. And then at that point, I came to a realization that as a leader, I wanted to take that type of responsibility and do what was necessary because I still have energy. I still have an abundance of energy and I'm willing to do the work. And at the same time, I have the personal integrity to realize, view how I'm making my money, what's going on around me, different things, the intent to evolve and expand in awareness. And I'm seeing all the stuff with government and yada, yada, yada. I hit that wall. I'm seeing all this stuff. I have the energy. I made tons of money. Now what? Then that is where my awakening came. However, I recognize that it's necessary for souls to experience that level of abundance or creation or expression to be able to play with the toys and physical things that life have to offer, for them to hit that wall to realize that fulfillment is not on the physical plane. You have to come to that point of playing with all the stuff to come to the point of realizing that the things on the physical plane aren't necessarily making me happy. Yeah? Hit that wall, start evolving, doing all this stuff, this. Now we're getting in the later portion of the awakening process, because for a minute, I had a huge shift in standard of living. And I was working very hard every day, right? And working, writing and doing music and everything's for free. And I'm kind of like, oh, I need money, this. I'm gonna just work. And, I'll have what I need and da-da-da-da, you know what I mean? Kind of free flowing. Right. But then it came to a point where I started to get frustrated because I'm used to a different standard of living. But at the same time, I have this energy, yeah? Mm-hmm. And I realized that I was doing the work, but I still had blockages off of the strength of me doing the work and not having the things, the comforts of life amongst the work that kind of brought a sense of resentment. I felt a strong sense of resentment. I was doing the work and I'm like, yeah, I'm helping people and watch, they gonna see and this. And you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm gonna show them, I'm gonna prove, watch when the ships come and this, you know what I'm saying? And you kind of work from a sense of resistance or resentment. And that's unhealthy as well.
Right.
Because you're not necessarily supporting yourself. This is a lack of self-love.
Right.
You're not doing the things that you want to do. You don't have access to the comforts of life to allow you to feel comfortable while you're doing the work, where you actually wake up every morning and you're vibrant. Like you're like happy and in gratitude, but you're working hard. But at the same time, you're comfortable.
Right.
Like you're in a place of comfort, not complacency, but comfort. It's a balance of the two. You dig?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I reached that point and realized that, okay, you know what? I'm doing this and that, but I'm neglecting myself. Because I'm doing the work and I'm working hard, but at the end of the day, deep down, I'm not happy. I'm not like, okay, I'm grateful and I can say these things and say, oh yeah, you know, thank you, it's a beautiful day, I breathe and I can walk and this, and so on and so forth. But at the same time, I'm not comfortable. And this is something I can't ignore. Like it would be immature for me to ignore the fact that I'm uncomfortable and just say, oh no, I'm good, I'm working, I'm serving, and this, and everything's straight. I'm working hard and I'm serving the people and so on and so forth. But deep down in my heart, I got this twist in my stomach because I'm not comfortable.
Right.
I'm not able to support myself. I'm not able to do the things I want to do. Like, you know what I mean? I can't go down the street and get me a scoop of ice cream if I wanted to. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't cool. We can say, oh no, it's all good, you know, spiritual maturity and, you know, it's the awakened path we serve and da. But at the same time, if you can't do that and you want to do it, then you got a problem. There's a blockage. There's a sense of resentment there.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, it's necessary to take care of yourself as well. If not first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
If it's there,
self-love.
Of course, because it allows you to serve more. When you're comfortable as a person, as an individual, you can serve more.
You empower yourself.
Of course, I mean, okay, I was breaking music every day when I was sleeping on DJ Small's couch. That was cool. I was working hard. This when I was sleeping on Colette couch, right, or Team couch before. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I was doing the work and I was working very hard. But once again, I wasn't able to work from a place of alignment until I had my own sense of comfort here.
And that's a good point then, man. Just because you may have good intentions and you operate in high frequency doesn't mean that you don't take care of your business.
You don't neglect yourself.
You don't neglect yourself. And then that's some people forget that. They think, oh, everything's
everything's good. The universe gonna take care of it. This, and that. But the thing of course, the thing is when the work is presented, you do the work.
Right. Well, and that's what I mean.
You don't go and chase it. But
and that's what I meant about the universe opening doors. Because
yeah, of course.
All you have to do is walk through that door.
Most that.
But if you're looking at the door and the opportunity's there and you don't,
no doubt,
then you're
neglecting yourself. You're doing it just for yourself,
exactly.
And then you justify it by saying, "Oh no, I'm helping other people. I'm helping other people. I'm helping other people." When you, in actuality, you're running from responsibility because you're responsible for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Because you got some people who will use that as a cop out. They'll stay at home and do nothing.
Nothing. Oh no, the universe gonna take care of it. I'm this. The
universe has been taking care of it. You just haven't seen it.
It's proactive. But you got to do the work. The thing is you're here in the experience, in the physical body, and of course through your intentions and the energy that you have, you're going to create the work. But when the work is presented, don't sit there and act like you don't want to do the work. You got to do it because you're here. You're manifest. You're in a physical body, and you're here to do the physical work that goes along with your experience, especially when it comes to your intentions.
Absolutely. You know, you want that car, but somebody presents you with a job, and you're like, no, I don't want it. Then you're doing yourself disjustice.
Absolutely. So once again, there's the and these are all phases.
Yeah, it's phases, but
these are all phases. And the thing is I'm a very airy, floaty type of person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's a lot of things that I do that aren't practical and illogical by all means. By all means. Straight up. I get that.
Pink toilet paper.
Yeah, most of that pink toilet paper, you know what I'm saying? Like, by all means. Like, if anything, I'm gonna just keep it 150 right now. If anything, I've always been the craziest person in the room. To all folks, I've always been the craziest. Because the thing is, I'll do the work and I'll do things that are illogical or whatever that don't make sense to people. They're like, well, why you just don't give out your stuff? Why you just don't give it away? And this, and so on and so on. I mean, but I have the trust in myself to realize these things, but at the same time, I'm not so far off into the galaxy to assume that I'm not here on Earth.
Right.
And bills got to get paid, right? Stuff got to happen. We got to eat, right? I mean, it's things that still got to be done. Like Tim will say, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I get that. But the thing is I have the balance and wisdom to recognize that we're working with all those realities at the same time. Yes, we're one, but at the end of the day, I am me. I'm here in this body right now. I'm not you. On a level, I am you. But at this particular point in time, right now, I've agreed to be in this body, and you're in that body.
Right.
But the thing is it get jumbled because people will get into spirituality and attempt to logically explain things and comprehend the nature of the reality and feel that it's this way, and oh no, you're a reflection of me, and this, and we should be able to, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, look, now you're just getting jumbled.
Right. And that, 100%, man. I'm with you. Yeah. There's nothing I can't say.
Absolutely. So once again, it's necessary to digress and recognize the realities that we deal with and work with all of them. But work with all of them from a place of spiritual maturity and wisdom. And recognizing, yes, it does exist. And there are levels of our experience where we'll experience these connections and so on and so forth. But right now, what's happening right now, I can't walk through the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to bump my head against the wall.
Mm-hmm. That was the point I was
yeah, that was from, like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
Last time we talked about in the nutritional healing joint, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, the wall is there. The table, okay, is real right now. This is an agreed upon experience. The matter is there. I'm not going to attempt to walk through it and put my arm through it and all this kind of stuff. I have to work with it. You dig?
Yeah.
And this is what's necessary.
Yeah, it's just a different vibration, which is a blessing to you at the same time.
Yeah, most definitely.
I'm thinking about right now, like how you working for something that you love is like a patient. You won't even want to quit the work on that, like until you're really so tired that you'll just like fall asleep at the place where you work at. Like that might even happen to you. But if you're working for something that you don't love, then I call that stress. And for me, that's the most self-destructive or destructive in general.
Most definitely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I get that. I don't do anything that I want to do. And the thing is when you're working from a place of love, you got a labor of love, something that you're doing that you love to do and you want to do, then it's, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, it's all good. You won't run out of energy. You know what I mean? What's up, son? Yeah, okay, cool, my bad. And we actually need to take a break to keep it 100. So, go ahead, bro.
Thank you.
So, the point I was attempting to make is gone. But put it this way. There's many of us that are doing the things that we don't want to do in order to take care of certain responsibilities and stuff. I get that. But at the same time, with a deep level of intent, the cultivation of that intent, the means are presented to us to allow for us to create that path of liberation where we're doing the things that we want to do, and at the same time we're able to maintain and take care of our responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Through our intentions.
Yeah.
It's just that when the opportunity is presented for us to do so, yeah, we have to do the work. and know that the work is in alignment
Yeah.
with that which we intend to do. Because infinite intelligence makes no mistakes. It's just our ability to accept what is being presented, which allows us to expand more. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will take a break. And after this, we will speak on your questions, inquiries, and some of your stories here at Let's Build. It is a wonderful build so far, and we're revealing a lot of information that is known within the heart space. So at this time, I'll pass the mic over to our maestro to introduce our next song, and we'll keep it moving. Yo, thanks. Thank you, bro.
All right. So that was a lot of information that we just expressed from our own different perspectives here at the Raw. Thank y'all for staying tuned and getting whatever y'all got out of our conversation. We look forward to hearing your comments and questions here shortly. I have a request here from one of our own, AAA. However, it was already in the playlist. Since we're talking about money, sometimes, you know, the abundance of love within yourself and accepting what's going on as far as even if you gain a lot of monetary value, you know, some people go buy a lot of clothes, some people go, you know, buy a nice car or whatever, but don't take yourself away from, you know, supporting what's going on, you know, their responsibilities, as Zilla was saying earlier. However, maybe some people like to buy a lot of sauce. What I'm trying to talk about is when you have to wear a ring on every finger, you might have to keep it funky just like this. So this song is called Ring on Every Finger. You can catch this right here on Basement Politics and UBC. I'll put the link in there.
You requested that song, bro.
Don't change that dial.
Welcome. Another channel. Elvis and when I'm doing love, Southside, I'm ready. Still fly when I'm ready. Southside when I'm ready. Down south, look at my goal going down. For this player, you're trying to act tough, but you better back off. Just more love. Like a bird, the sky, right? Home flow, no surprise. Like ice slide, no dice. Another ice, twice as white, good and bright. And I throw the dice, I look nice. And no Christ, and a paradise. Yeah. On 3 and it's all. Forever. We out here. Hey.
Awesome track, yo. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so very much for joining us here at the Let's Build. Of course, today's discussion has been on money, and we will continue discussion by addressing any inquiries or stories that you have to share with us here amongst our live community. And I think right now we're going to go to our comment section to see if there are any inquiries or any stories that you've all told. I'm aware of the traffic. However, I don't see it here on our screen today, so I may maintain a sense of focus. CeeLo, do we have any questions or stories being shared by the public?
Nope. Just a lot of comments.
Is money and energy.
There you go.
Corey, you are hugged.
Is
Money and energy.
I don't know if that's a question towards me, Pam, but money as an energy. I mean, it depends on, I guess, how you really relevate money to your existence. So, for me, money is not considered an energy. It is realistic to our physical component here on the planet. However, money, paper, or even back when it was just gold or rubies and gems, before it even went to gold, or even the barter system, it was all a thought from somebody that was like, how can we trade our value of each other in expression of goods and services, I guess. So no, money to me is not an energy, but I will pass the mic on to Commander Ashtar to go ahead and elaborate on that. For me, no, Pam, money is not an energy.
So money is a frequency of energy. It's a specific frequency of the energy that is. All is energy. All is the energy of love. It is the energy of life. All life is energy. Yes, money is an aspect of the energy of life. It is a specific frequency of the energy of life. And that energy or that frequency is in alignment with the expression or the nature of abundance, resources. So it is an abundant energy that is basically representative of that particular frequency within our physical reality. Yes, it is on the physical plane. It is an expression of our love. It is an energy. However, it is a frequency of that particular energy. So, yes, that is the answer to your question. Thank you for being here, Pam, always. Many hugs to you. So, what else do we have?
Can you go back? You have to go back to because I can't go back. Okay, the comments. You get from a place of love and joy, not from fear.
There's a lot.
There's a lot?
Yeah, I mean, mostly comments. Okay, so I got one from Laura Marie. Lately, I've made less and less each year. However, I feel more and more rich every year.
Mm-hmm.
Laura Marie. Amazing Stephanie has posted, been on the corporate side and decided to leave that enslavement to serve as far as nourishing our starseed. I'm at a place where I'm thankful for my existence and genuinely enjoying my life. So recently I've been going through the motions on which of my gifts do I charge for. Of course, I would love to give freely and or open to donations. However, I have young star seeds to provide for and things that I would like to enjoy. I know that a larger flow of money will assist us to serve on a broader scale.
Rock and roll. This is in alignment. Once again, it's about where you're comfortable and how you feel intuitively about the nature of your path. Of course, there are plenty and many who have responsibilities such as young seeds. There's nothing out of place about you charging for your services. There's nothing out of place about collecting money to handle your responsibilities. Once again, this is based on your level of responsibility, where you are on your path, and there is no right or wrong way to do what we're doing. So continue forth in grace and pleasure. Know that it is an honor to serve. Continue to serve all that you serve from a place of gratitude and royalty that is within your essence. And
Alice,
That's a straight up question. But first of all,
no,
oh my bad, is it later?
yeah, go ahead, bro.
got a question.
Okay. You can do that one. Emmy Martinez says self-love is the key to allow abundance, isn't it?
Self-love, yes, a sense of comfort, and satisfaction where you actually can serve. That self-love is through the self-love that allows you to serve more.
Being grateful.
Being grateful, of course. These are factors that go into the self-love category, which allows you to serve more. As you experience a sense of comfort, you're able to serve more.
Alice asked, where do you get your all money now? Where comes money for you to be with us?
What has come money for me to be here?
So basically, she's asking like,
How do I get my money?
Yeah, where do we get our money to be with them every week, I guess, or providing service as much as we do?
I used to be a pimp, and I just say
Black Dynamite.
Yeah, so I'm retired. I'm medically retired from the military. It is not the funds I used to earn when I actually worked, but it is enough for me to maintain my environment, to take care of small necessities that are necessary. Of course, every now and then we get the opportunity to make money off of our services, performances, and we actually got a performance next week for an airbrush show. Every now and then I receive opportunities to do performances where I receive funding from there. However, I've recognized that the more service that I've been able to provide, the more focused I am on providing service. The more opportunities are brought into my life for me to make funds. They come and they go. I have a set income off of my retirement. Like I said, it's not my old standard of living. Just as Laura Marie said, that, I've made, less and less monetary, but at the same time, I've been happier because I wake up with a purpose and I'm able to serve every day. However, as I'm able to serve, the opportunity for me to serve more, for me to serve in different ways, and sometimes there's monetary gain that goes with those services. I continue to experience a certain level of abundance. And during this stage of the transformation, this stage of the evolution, I see a uptick in opportunities for me to earn money. And in actuality, the ways that I'm actually earning money have very much to do with things that I love to do anyway, things that I would do for free. Anyway, it's just, people would like to pay me to do music and host parties and things of this nature. So as I've continued to serve, I've been provided with the opportunities to serve at the capacity of earning money, doing the things that I would be doing for free anyway. So it is the intent, it It is a service. It is your ability to continue to cultivate your own path, which is allowing for such an experience continuously. However, it takes a little bit of a lot of dedication, a lot of focus, a lot of consistency, and trust in oneself that this will be the nature of your path. So yeah.
Somebody else had a question.
What's up?
It's, this is from Brett. There's no good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
It just is. But is there a right and wrong?
No. There's no good and bad, no right and wrong. Love is. Moral value judgments are judgments. Right and wrong is a judgment, just as good and bad is a judgment. There's only what you are experiencing and what you choose to experience based on your current level of spiritual maturity. It is your level of spiritual maturity that decides what you would like to do, what feels right for you or feels wrong for you. This is an individual decision based on your outlook, your level of consciousness. So this is something that's necessary to embrace.
So would it be safe to say, AZ, that on that question, that things are either beneficial or detrimental to you? There is no right or wrong. It's just how you choose.
Mm-hmm. There's aligned decisions that are based in the truth of one's being, and there's distorted decisions based on the illusion. However, your level of consciousness is where you realize what is in alignment with your presence and what is actually distorted.
Word.
Yep.
So I got one.
Yep.
From Katarina Mesko.
Hey, Miss Mesko.
There are people so poor
Mm-hmm.
that the only thing they have is money.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Wow, get money, girl. That was hard.
No, don't get money.
Hey, I gotta borrow 5. Don't get too much money. You know what I'm saying?
Being rich still means realizing happiness.
No doubt. It's all good. Well,
Get money.
it is a means. It is a means that is a byproduct. However, once again, the true value is in the feeling. It's not the byproduct, because we're focused on money today, and it's necessary to realize that money is the means. It's not the end result. We use money to do things like buy cars or clothes, or to experience certain experiences, to move into or go into a theme park, to ride rides, whatever the case may be. However, it's not the money itself that we're after. We're actually after the feeling of, or that the feeling is brought about through the stimuli of what we use the money for.
Right. What we think we want.
No doubt. We use
most of the time.
No doubt. We're using the money to bring out the feeling. It's almost like, if a perfect example, guys buy, many guys here on earth, they'll buy cars and clothes and jewelry and all of this stuff, right? To, have value for themselves, or to court a woman, like a girl.
Mm-hmm.
But in actuality, they just want to feel loved.
Right. There you go. They're searching for that feeling.
Exactly. They're searching for that feeling. They do all these things.
And that's not to say that money is not necessary, because you're going to need it for, get the car so you can get somewhere, or the food. But people go.
But a lot of times they chase it and feel like that's the means for the feeling, not the end result. And it's like, well, hey, it's not about the money. It's about how you want to feel. Mm-hmm. It's just using the money as a tool to feel that particular way, or to receive that feeling based on what's going on around you. It's just that a maturity is in realizing that you have the ability now to cultivate that feeling inside of yourself first, and eliminate the middleman, eliminate the process of having to do all this stuff in order to feel a particular way inside of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So
I got a video on this subject. I want to send it to you. I want to see what you think about it.
Okay, sure.
Master Glom is in the building.
Oh, Glom. It's a movie, baby.
It's a movie, baby. So, Yasmin, Carrie Chu said super excited about that. Yasmin said it makes things easier and gives us the chance to keep a standard in our life, paying rent, electricity, clothes, etc. Yeah. So, as far as I guess, being able to provide the service that you naturally internally have for humanity is easier when you are able to do the things that you have to do responsibly, take care of your responsibilities, paying certain rents and electricity. And all that.
I will say this though. Let me say this though. Sorry. I hope one day we break free from money though, the need of money, because I feel that, and like I do feel like the power that be or the people are using that money to kind of have some type of control on us. Not that that's my reality and that's I'm going to entertain that, or I'm going to allow them to have control over me. But I feel like, the fact that I have to get up and go to work and I can't do what I feel like doing. I can't get up and maybe go to the beach or go get me something to eat whenever, or, travel. The fact that I can't do that because I have to work tells me that I still am in this enslaved system. Cycle.
Understood.
So, but we know it's necessary.
Well, at the moment, it's always been a catalyst. I mean, right now we're moving in a phase where we're moving into a phase where we're going to be releasing that very soon. However, even with the release and the debt forgiveness, the universal debt forgiveness that humanity is destined for in the very near future, even with that, it's still necessary for us to move through the phases of healing, the healing processes that allow us to, if you will, wean ourselves off of the use of money, as far as exchange and value, whatever the case may be, because it's been a catalyst. But once again, it's only been temporary for this phase of our experience. But there will come a day where humanity will not be using monetary funds for these type of exchanges. So
shout out to Lucy. As she says, I'm not really poor at all, as I have everything in my heart. No doubt, Lucy. From Piao Piao, this is a long statement here, but very relevant. I have come to realize that serving my own soul is a stepping stone for serving the world.
Yes, ma'am.
Taking that leap may mean living without money for a while, but if staying in a high vibration, there is no way that you will not have what you need. And as you stay authentic to yourself and your soul and eliminate all that you no longer vibrate with, you are also preparing to live better, both spiritually satisfying and money-wise. Mm-hmm. Right now, I am at the cusp and living with a lot of faith, although the money is not yet actually rolling. But as I am peeling off the layers, ideas of making money on my real gifts are coming through. Mm-hmm. And I will follow through, which is essential for the outcome. I believe that comes with maturity. Mm-hmm. One big love to you all.
Absolutely. This is the path, and this is a mirror reflection of the path that I've experienced. As we heal, we detach from a sense of dependency on the monetary aspects of our experience, and with the detachment of that dependency, we embrace a sense of satisfaction and gratitude for life itself at its most simplistic level. And from there, we serve, and through that service, we're granted more and more opportunities to serve at a capacity of earning funds from our services and the things that we love to do, where this becomes our lifestyle, where we are experiencing the natural sense of abundance and earn what's necessary for us to earn in true abundance, doing the things that we love to do naturally anyway. So blessings to you, Pia. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your expression. A divine pleasure always.
So, Zillerman.
Yes, sir.
We have a question from Stefan. Shout out to Stefan. Thank you.
Stefan in the building. What's up, Steph?
For you coming over here for that Trap Heaven release.
Yes, sir. What you got, Steph?
And then Lucy also. These two are asking about Jasara and Nasara.
Yeah, Gasara and Nasara. What about them?
So they're just asking, can you speak about those two at all? So we're talking about money right now.
Yes. I won't speak specifics. I won't speak specifics only because this caters to anticipation and expectation. This is not what we're here to do. However, for to be informative, the Gesara and the Sara acts are reform acts that are to basically nullify the debts of all humans here on planet Earth, as with the monetary value or your current economic systems have been created to basically keep humanity within the lower frequency of experience known as debt slavery, where the monetary aspects or the money that you use have no true value. They're IOUs, colorful IOU papers like monopoly money. And an aspect of your healing or the liberation of humanity, one of the first acts to be realized by Earth humanity here on the surface is the nullification of all debt amongst humanity, and an announcement that an announcement of the release of prosperity funds under the Nasara Act in America and the Gesara Act worldwide amongst Europe and Asia, Australia, South America, and so forth. In Americas, it's Gesara, and worldwide, it's Gesara. And these acts are to release a prosperity fund that's being backed by actual gold. So gold standard money, dollar, if you will, that is being prepared in this now moment. Banks are adjusting currency, trading out their currency. As you can see, on many fronts, many countries have stopped accepting dollars. The value of the euro has decreased quite a bit over the last couple years. This is a very long, extensive process that takes a lot of time to unfold. Being that many of you heard about this quite a while ago, it seems like such a long time, and there's been quite a bit of anticipation amongst the awakening community of such an act. It's just that, once again, this now moment is about the healing that's necessary, and the temporary state of the monetary exchanges you do use at present are drawing upon a lot of unhealed energetic blockages within your energy field. So at this moment, many of you are dealing with money, quote unquote, issues and perspectives when it comes to poor people or lack of limitation, having to give, and all these issues that surround money. You're being healed. They're not challenges. In actuality, they aren't necessarily issues. I use that word for just for the context of the word. However, it is healing, all of it that you're experiencing right now. You're being prepped and groomed to experience that level of abundance. Many of you are experiencing these realities, these paths of experience to assist you in awakening and evolving beyond the dependency of the funding, beyond the dependency of feeling the lack and limitation within yourself because of the lack thereof or the absence of the paper money. There's many gifts that we have to share along with the Gesara reforms. Those reforms are in actuality healing reforms, where humanity is being moved into a phase where you're gradually healing and detaching from the use of monetary exchange forever. It's just that these acts are necessary as a healing practice for all to realize the nature of money and exchanges. In actuality, the later portion of this transition, as I spoke of before, we're dealing with replicators. Replicators are highly evolved heavenly technologies that are designed to create matter out of energy from nothing. We're talking about food, substances, clothes, shelter, houses, and all that the mind could ever possibly want when it comes to things here in the physical. these technologies are available through our stellar craft amongst our galactic fleet, which we're here to share with you. However, it's necessary to do quite a bit of healing first before such technologies are distributed, because you can recognize intuitively how destructive it would be for someone to have a replicator in this reality at this now moment. There's a lot of healing that needs to take place, because there's still quite a bit of discomfort when it comes to money in many of your energy fields. When we talk about money, when there's an exchange of money, when we're talking about borrowing money or even receiving, some of you can give, but you can't receive. That comes from a distorted blockage within your energy field when it comes to money. There's a association with personal value and the value of money. There's a strong association with personal value and the value of money, which still needs to be healed and cleared in order for you to be mature enough to experience such a reality when it comes to a deep sense of abundance. This abundance must be embraced within the individual as of right now. It's continually healing, or it's a continual process of healing that has to take place before this is manifested. However, Stefan and Curry, if I'm not mistaken, your address of the Gusara and the Sara programs are very relevant, and they're continually unfolding right now, where many banks around your world are readjusting their currencies. As you will recognize the nature of what the BRICS organization is doing. This is a conglomerate of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South America, I'm going to say, are doing as a conglomerate to create or at least release a monetary fund that is gold-backed currency that will be inserted in your economic systems, which of course will create an overload and collapsing of the entire system, where these funds will take over what it is the world uses to exchange money. And with the true value of gold backing every dollar spent worldwide, there is a true sense of value in the money. And this is where we will start to work directly with the exchange of true money, true value amongst yourselves. And once again, this is where the healing takes place amongst the species. And from there, gradually, we'll move to a paperless society of divine abundance here on the paradise world that is Mother Gaia. So, once again, embrace the healing that's necessary now. Be present. Know that these realities are unfolding and a magical experience is before you. So, however, it's most important to be here right now.
How much time do we have, anything?
A little bit.
We good? Okay,
yeah, we're good,
I got
man.
something. You
Talking.
got something.
So thank you very much, Stefan and Lucy, for that
Lucy,
question.
sorry, not Curry, Lucy. Love Lucy, thank you.
It's all good. Yasmin had a little story. She's got a little story. I got a very expensive watch when my dad died. This watch costs 25,000 euros and is laying in a post box lot for the time my kids will need it the most. This one will never lose worth of that exact 25,000 euros, and it's more like money can be for me right now at this moment, because it keeps my mind safe to be sure I have something when things happen and my kids need it. This sounds like she's holding on to something. But go ahead, Z, if you want to elaborate on that. I think it seems like she's holding on to it. When
Yeah,
her
it's
kids
all
are
good.
gonna need
I
it.
mean, this is okay. Once again, there is no right or wrong here, good or bad here. You're doing what you feel is necessary, and this is okay. If this is something that you feel is helping you to exist more beyond fear, then so be it. This is what's necessary for you at this time. I will not attempt to judge what it is that you're doing. However, it's necessary to recognize that you're safe always, and embrace that which you are experiencing. embrace how you feel and the intuitive guidance that you're receiving at where you are in your path. This is okay. There's nothing out of place. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing your story and your expression. We love you always.
I think she's just taking advantage of the opportunity. Yeah. But okay, so this is from Liliana. What are your thoughts, if any, about nowadays very popular different techniques, courses, workshop videos, meditation books, visualizations, mantras, etc., about attracting more money, especially knowing that people are usually giving lots of money for them? For me, that's actually funny. Like, we need someone else to solve our own issues, contradictory to, but yes, I can understand and certainly accept such choices. Lovely reflections as well. Appreciate it too. Thanks for everything.
From Serbia.
From Serbia. Thank you for chiming in. What's her name again?
Liliana.
Liliana. Hello, Liliana. Thank you for chiming in. So, classes, seminars, and so forth about money. Of course, I will not judge the nature of the seminars. Many people intend to be motivated, inspired to make a certain amount of money. This is where they are on their path. Just as people intend to be inspired through going to church or synagogues or the mosque to be inspired on a spiritual level. There are those who intend to be inspired monetarily and achieving success when it comes to monetaries. Humans will play in these particular realities, and this is okay. There's nothing out of place about this. Of course, there is an awakened sense of presence or awareness that realizes that there's nothing that we need to learn about the nature of our abundance. If anything, there is an unlearning process that goes along with abundance. It's about releasing the ideas of lack and limitation and plans and strategies when it comes to a sense of wholeness, a sense of abundance within our presence. This is something that we recognize more and more as we evolve in spiritual maturity. Souls will play in these ideas as they do. However, we recognize that the divine truth of such an experience here on planet Earth is in us knowing that we're here to experience a divine abundance beyond all comprehension. We're here to experience a divine abundance beyond anything we can ever strategize when it comes to the teachings of the secrets, or Think and Grow Rich, or The Strangest Secret, or the Master Key System, or any of the texts that refer to money. As you continue to evolve, once again, these were favorites of mine throughout my path, my experience. However, the root of this is in recognizing your own sense of abundance within and continuing to do what you love to do, the labor of love that is spoken so highly of in the book Think and Grow Rich. This comes through a sense of purpose. And of course, we recognize that our purpose is service. And through service, of course, what goes around comes around. As we serve, we are served. The more we serve, the more others serve us. The more we continue to experience that sense of comfort, the more luxurious and beautiful life becomes, where we recognize abundance is the nature of our being. As we experience this, we recognize our own sense of royalty, which is in alignment with our true sense of being. Eventually, souls who chase success, when they experience the success that they so fervently pursued, they recognize that before they started on their path of pursuit, that it was only the recognition of a sense of purpose and service where they were successful in the first place. It wasn't about the things the monetary value, the resources that were gained throughout the experience. It was their sense of presence. Once again, the master on the path of self-mastery will go down the path that they intend to go, only to realize that they always return to where they were in the beginning. Self, inside. You read all the books, go to all the seminars, and you always end up right back in the mirror. Always right back in the mirror. So there's no judgment of these paths. They're all necessary based on the individual's level of awareness and consciousness. However, we must have the compassion, the wisdom, and sense of respect for others to allow all to experience what infinite intelligence has designed for them to experience. So let's move on, fellas.
Look, I'm about to pull a Ellen Bush.
Ha 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 ha.
Shout out to Miss Ellen Bush.
Yeah,
out there
love
in Texas.
Ellen. Love. Shout out to Tech to the TX. What's up?
She says, I am blessed to be able to do what I love and get paid for it.
Yes,
I have been
ma'am.
offered in the future the possibility of a salary, so I do not have to charge for my services anymore. I give my art away unless someone specifically commissions me and wants to pay me. I receive enough from my clients to furnish all the supplies and to be able to give freely as I am led. I feel much gratitude to be in this position. For many years, I did what others wanted me to do and what I felt I had to do. It's so much different now. I love my life and I would do it all for free if I had no requirement for resources.
Woo!
Word.
Spoken like a true master.
Yeah, for real. That's true, man.
For her, about to pull a Ellen Bush. Thank you for sharing, Ellen. Once again, congratulations on your path and all that you're experiencing. Once again, your alignment, your sense of openness, confidence in all that you're experiencing allows you to experience the blessings continuously in alignment with that which you're here to experience, which is your own design. So once again, congratulations and continue forth in love and light of the infinite creator.
Easy, you're the truth. Love the message you spread.
Tell them.
What's that?
AZ, you're the truth. Love the messages you spread.
Oh,
Tell them.
who said that?
Priscilla.
Oh, love. Thank you, Priscilla. Nice to see you, girl. Why y'all laughing?
I'll
tell you later while I'm
Okay, cool.
I'll tell you.
He did say pause after the spread part. I don't know.
Let me spread stuff.
Yeah. So we just have a lot more comments.
Yeah.
And I think that we are running very close to our.
Yeah. We almost passed it.
Yeah. So Lucy says money can be used as a form of love, but it isn't true love. I remember a friend of mine's dad only used to be able to express his affection to her through buying her material things. I used to think how sad that was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this goes back to Khalil Gibran. A man one gives little of himself when he shares his resources. However, when he shares his love, he gives all of himself. And this borders value judgment. If a person chooses to share their love through monetary or physical things, this is just where they are in their path. However, their ability to share is what's important. Some people aren't emotionally mature enough to share their love in its truest emotional sense. Some choose to show their affection through cooking food, through offering a meal. Some choose to buy clothes. Some choose to share love on many aspects aspects of existence. However, once again, we respect love on all planes of existence, no matter how or what form it's given. It is love. So once again, it's necessary to recognize that if that is not your cup of tea in the way that you would share love, then this is just how you do it. However, other people share love in different ways that they're comfortable with. However, with spiritual maturity, we respect the way that anybody shares love. It's the sentiment and the intent of sharing that's beautiful, and where we're open to experience the love from reflections of self. So,
one last big comment or story from Yasmin. The problem for me is the society tells you how the standard has to be, especially when you have kids. The normal society and community was built before we were born and always keeping rolling. In my school time, it was not normal to have phones and computers. Now our kids coming home with homework, with things where they have to research for things all the time. They tell you what normal is, what a norm is. We have to grow up and learn that we are complete without materials and things what other people make us to a human with worth, like telling us how we're going to be worthy as humans, as material. As long as we have love and respect and are open-minded to learn and teach each other what the world really needs, we are the richest people on this wonderful earth. Word.
yeah. Respect all aspects of the experience. All aspects, all has its value. Of course, love is the fabric of existence at its core. Peace is the frequency. All is well indeed. What y'all got?
That's it.
That's it. It's more comments.
No comments? Anything relevant?
No.
Truly relevant. Okay, cool. All right, CeeLo, let's do an outro song, and then I'll do our official outro, and we'll cut it, bro.
Sure.
So that was our forum portion of our discussion today. Thank you all for your comments and your input. I'm going to pass the invisible mic over to our maestro overseas, and he is going to give us our next song selection. It's getting a little late, and I know many of you have more service to provide, so we're going to continue and we'll close it out. What you got, bro?
Well, on behalf of us all here at UBC and the great idea that AAA brought back with him from the States of the UBC Rocks campaign, my brother. So that's going
now it's becoming like crystals. It's becoming all kinds of stuff now.
It's
it went from here to a different level.
It's very cool how you guys are creatively expressing yourself through this campaign, and we really love each and every one of y'all dearly for expressing that. And so on behalf of that, here's another track that AZ did, I think, last week. This one is called Slangin' Rocks.
Oh, Slangin' Rocks.
So this is on Basement Politics at UBC. I will go ahead and put it's pretty new, yes. I will go ahead and put the link. I think he was somewhere and he put a rock near some type of place where it looked very down the street. Yeah, just where we're probably. Okay, yeah. Exactly. So the photo you'll see UBC Rock there placed by like a Buddha statue, sort of like that. And right now it currently has 222 plays on it, but we will up it to 223 right now, this now moment, thanks to y'all, the UBC community. Let's build community. Here we go. Slangin' them rocks.
Rocks.
Stay out here with it. What up, partner? On the mothership sitting sideways. Stay real. Quantum flexing. Thought it is big. Dog, another one and daily at the front post. I'm sorry, since the LMA's not full. The epitome of decadence, but still I'm heavy sent now. Get the shoes. Is it the cool? No. It's the frequency and elevation. Go big repetition. It's in the fountain now. What's going down? Sneaking up on the kids like a pop quiz. Universe, universally poppin'. Explore dimensions on what we like. This is flagship, mama got the blood right outside. They can get the best, you get the stratosphere slice. Pew, pew. They can take the surface just in time, but then the pass me the mic. What we got? Nigga to the TX. Ride dirty. Stay real. Yeah. From the stars back to the hood. From the hood back to the stars. Big shout out to the kids on dunks. Yeah. We stay sitting high. Sky. Yo. Go. Make sure that trunk bang no. We'll jump in like this. Yo. Say. Yo. I got it. Yo, you know about it. Hold up, son. Yo, you know those funky go back day. Kick it like I say. I'm the caboose of a long train. But what you can think that is nice day. She full of love, she come in the best. I'm stuck a minute, you know what we flex. Flippin' dimension, no sense with the club. We can reach out to royalty crest. You the beat back on the rep. Jenna drippin' in the sauce. Brush my teeth, nothing like flowers. Liberated the day cake. Every day vacate. Spend my time running that one on my shoulder. Never just think what the I rep for the fetters we fat, bro. I'm gonna be like fat. Hippies hit the day. Party on the ship. What a dirty crowd. Red kid. She fit the mind that you so deep. Red kid. I work my heel into a trap beat. The brothers be keeping the peace. I swear with the vision to see. The duffers that you get with me. Get done with them every time I be going to the beat. And when I'm on the block, I'm serving rocks. I dip them in the colors and write some fly. Hey, represent the fleet. 12 bird cheese. Stasi WD. 12 bird cheese. Let that hill bang. Kings on the street. Commander on deck. Tell us the days. Liberated on the scene. Living on the scene. Take pictures. Living on the scene. You see now. Laser beams.
Shit, don't sleep. It ain't over. It's just the beginning. Like fantasy part.
You heard?
Yeah, come on, boy, DJs.
That's what when we healin' broke, we gon' feel it down. When we healin' broke, we gon' feel it down. Feel it down, man, let it fall. When we hit the door, we gon' feel it down. Yeah. We gon' feel it down. Slow down, fall back and let it ride. Fall back and ride. Y'all, we healin', bro, we gon' feel it down. Just let it ride like it's supposed to be, man. Socially, it's just a circus, man. If you don't resonate, please don't follow me. I'm feeling antsy, dancing in the darkness. Because of my balance, they become so in the heartless. You go with this speech and the perspective from my blackness. You kill the soul within the brain of a captive. Bring your bow up, gently down the stream to the tree. Moonlight like the sky, blessings in the skies. Get that acid really seems. Hindsight 2020, y'all. Couldn't invest in me the same thing. Love letters, I'll be writing G. Love, nigga, you gon' ride with me? Never leave, galactic fade, G. Angel Lip Runs will go back to council, man. We just salute the fleet. Hey. Salute the fleet. We on the ground, 144,000. Let's go to work. Yeah. Just let it ride. Steady. Yo.
What's that? Signals?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Good. That's at the end of the
Easy
song.
enough. It's in some anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Build. Once again, our conversation today has been on money. Yeah, an integral aspect of our reality, of our experience here in the illusion. As always, expressed before, it's necessary to respect all aspects of our experience and recognizing that right now is the orchestration of infinite intelligence. All that is supposed to be, and is for our greatest spiritual benefit in this now moment. We embrace it. We continue to love. When it comes to money, of course, money is a servant, a tool that allows us to serve more. It is a horrible master. To allow money to be a master in your experience is to allow yourself to remain within the illusion and cycles of enslavement, of manipulation, of doing the things that you do not want to do, which is basically you existing within a reality that is not where you're embracing your freedom as the creator. You're here to be free and do what you want to do, enjoy to do. And of course, you're here to experience the abundance of life. Yes, the trinkets and the things that come along with life, the comforts that come along with life are aspects of your love, and they are to be embraced. Of course, it's not about worshiping them and feeling that you are like a beautiful life depends on experiencing them and always having them. However, you have them and operate with them from a healthy place of being as you expand in spiritual maturity and you detach from dependency on having these things to actually feel good about yourself, to have a sense of value within yourself and realizing that you are the creator and the source of everything that you're experiencing. It's necessary to embrace all that is this now moment. And as you embrace all that is this now moment from a place of gratitude, you continue to serve. And through that service, you continue to experience the abundance that you are as a conduit of the currency, of the flow of the divine through you, through your heart, through the expression of your love. This is what you're here to do. You're here to serve. You're here to experience through your service, the service that life has for you as life serves you continuously, as you continue to serve all aspects of life, which are reflections of who you are as the creator. Allow, accept, embrace what is. It's not about rejecting money and feeling that money is not good or bad or something that you don't care about and so on and so forth. All of these things are resistance towards an aspect of your experience. You respect all aspects of your experience as a creator because it is who you are. It is what you're experiencing at this now moment. It is life unfolding for you, and all that life is for you to embrace and accept and work with as the creator. This is infinite intelligence and work. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are healing. So that being said, I want to give a big shout out and a great appreciation to all of those here that participate and allow this Let's Build to happen. Big shout out to the God Ra. Big shout out to AAA in the building for holding us down with our internet connection today. Big up the overseas for being our maestro and taking care of a lot of the back end services that go into allowing these things to be possible. Of course, our promotion and so on and so forth, allowing the awareness of being here. Big shout out to my man Pot, who decided to join us today. Love, bro. Thanks for coming through and sharing your energy. Big up to the whole Trial Tribe for holding it down. We're going to be performing next week. I also like to give a special shout out, and I'll probably end up doing something else. Matter of fact, I won't mention that today. No, I will. Big shout out to Linda McGinnis. She's agreed to send out crystal care packages for us as a part of the UBC Rock campaign. Now, these care packages contain crystals. What we are asking of you all, if you would like to receive a UBC Rocks crystal care package, that you send the address to our page We will put out some information as far as the directory to Linda's page so she can take those addresses, and you will receive a care package in due time. So thank you, Linda, for offering that service. We continue to serve amongst the collective and shine the light of divine truth here on planet Earth as we continue to heal. We love you. Know this. Continue to love yourself so you are able to continue to receive the love that we have to offer. Small bit of guidance for all of you that are experiencing your path and come for guidance. Recognize that your intent is creating that which you need. However, as the incarnate, it's necessary for you to do the work as the work is presented. It's not about the angels just sending you money. We're going to send you opportunities to experience more abundance as you serve. But it's not about waiting for money. Be open, be mature, bless you. Be open and be willing to continue to serve. It's hard work. Yes, it's hard work. And yes, we work very hard on a daily basis. Ascension is overtime. It involves a lot of overtime. So many of you will work your day job. However, you will come home and you will do your light work. This involves overtime. This is the hardest work in the world. However, that work involves your proactive participation on all levels of your being. Moving into the heavenly realms to exist for eternity and divine abundance does not involve you sleeping all day. It involves you working to experience such a path. It's about how much you want it, how much you're willing to embrace your intentions, because the work is going to continue to be presented to you. However, the courage and strength that you have is in your ability to embrace that work. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Les Bill. We've been talking about money today. We love you. This comes from a place of unconditional love. Know that all is well. You will continue to be taken care of at the capacity in which you are allowing your free will to take care of yourself. We love you. Thank you for being here. We are the angelic realms of the Galactic Council of the Galactic Federation of Light. I am your commander, Ashtar, and we are universal brothers and sisters. Thank you.
Holla!